Once
All right.
again, hello guys.
Hello. So let us know if there is sound. Okay, sound is on. Now works. Okay. So thank you for joining us all today for the fourth day of the workshop. We're quite excited for today. We have a lot of things to share and to show you. So first of all, let's warm up a little bit, just like the other days. Let us know where you're from and what time is it at your place. We had quite a couple of people yesterday. We had a like very long marathon like stream. There were some people also who were like on the other side of the world that was like 5 a.m. for them. So it's really great to see everybody joining us. Okay, we have
Maybe
5
we can
p.m.
remove this starting soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miami, Iran, India, 7:30. Iran, Saudi Arabia, 5 p.m. Okay. Michigan, USA, US 8 a.m. in the morning. Greece, Greece 4 p.m. Indonesia, South Korea.
Wow,
South Korea
11
is 11 p.m. Okay,
11
that's gonna
p.m., yeah.
be late for you. Awesome. So once again, thank you all for joining us. First of all, let me know who is here with us who was on all three live events. Do we have somebody who participated in all
Yeah,
three
I
events?
think we definitely have. We can recognize some familiar nicknames in the chat.
I saw Sydney 1 a.m. Okay, that's dedication as well.
Wow.
I have been okay. Me, yes. Okay, so a lot of you guys are here. Awesome,
Great.
3 days. So yeah, as you may know, like we had these 3 days were like quite long. Every single day we had around 4 plus 5 hours of content of the workshop. Today we're gonna try to make it a little bit less than that. We're gonna aim for around 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. That's the goal. And today we have again a very special announcement. So you may have heard if you stayed with us yesterday that today we are officially launching the newest course from How to Rhino called Optimization in Grasshopper. Ognian is going to be the tutor for the course, and what you've seen in the workshop is actually like just like a small part of what we actually have inside of the course itself. We're going to talk a lot today about this. You'll know exactly what it is and how it works and what you can expect from it. And yes, somebody just said the quiz. Exactly, the quiz is gonna happen. Somebody's saying Rhino games. Yeah, so this is you can call them Rhino games.
Yeah,
So
because we had a previous comment about maybe you can scroll up about the Hunger Games and the Netflix show. It's can scroll up. Yeah, because of this one.
oh, okay. Welcome to the Hunger Games, Squid Game. I don't know who gave them the idea. Yeah. So maybe there were like some of you who were with us in May. In May, we also had like a big launch, and that's when we had this kind of quiz. So for those of you who were with us back then, you probably know how that looks like. But we're gonna explain everything when the time comes. First, we're gonna do the big presentation of the course, and then we're gonna do the quiz. We're gonna have a short break in between. That's the plan. And of course, we'll try to answer as many questions as we can along the way, connected with everything that we want to show you today. Just to recap one last time, all of the information from the workshop is still available in the classroom under the free workshop. And here you have all 3 days. If you haven't watched them, you can go through all of these videos here. And today is the fourth day where we're gonna do the complete overview of all of this and present you the course. And people who were with us all 3 days are gonna have the highest chances of actually winning the course, because that's gonna be the first prize. So if you wanna potentially win the course, stay with us until the end, and we're gonna slowly get going. So, idea behind this was let me just share my screen here one more time. So when it comes to this newest course that we created, so the idea was to show you what optimization can do and why would you use the optimization. And the idea behind it is that whenever you have a powerful parametric model, whenever you have something that you design in Grasshopper, you actually don't know if that is like the best optimal solution and if it's the best one based on your criteria. So that's why optimization actually comes in place. That's when we can, for example, you probably seen maybe some of these ideas. You've seen these examples of where you can move the slider in Grasshopper and you see how by moving sliders you change the design, right? So, but how do you know which design is like the best when it comes to some real data, right? So that's where we that's where optimization comes in, and this means that you don't need to rely on the intuition. It doesn't mean that you need to manually tweak the sliders. It means that this algorithm is going to give you the best optimal solution for your particular situation. This also means that you can confidently make those design decisions, and those design decisions are going to be made by concrete data. With that, you will be, and that means that you'll be able to prove to either the client or the professor or whoever, like why you chose that particular design, like what is the idea behind it. In the workshop, we wanted to show you like more or less like how that whole process is happening, like what are the main building blocks of having something like this, let's say having this workflow. And we came up to the conclusion that in order for this to work, you need to have three main things. The first one is your model, your parametric model in Grasshopper that needs to have all of the parametric sliders and criteria that you want to optimize. Then we need to have something around what we want to make the optimization. Yesterday we showed you how you can do this with Ladybug. So Ladybug was a tool that we used as a criteria to optimize to find the best solution. And then the optimization itself is like this third thing that actually evaluates all of this and gives you the output. So essentially, when it comes to this, think about it as if you had more than 10,000 possible solutions. Like how do you find the best solution based on your criteria? That's where you would use optimization. These algorithms are all called genetic algorithms, and you may have heard that we have many different tools that we use. So in this particular workshop, we used Galapagos, which comes with Grasshopper, but there are also other tools that are similar to Galapagos that we're going to be covering in the course as well. So we're gonna tell you in details a little bit later, like how this works. But essentially, here you can see on this graphics, like you have the sliders, you have the engine, and then you get the final optimal design based on your criteria. So this is something that, of course, the workshop was there to show you the possibilities. It was there to show you what you can do. And right now, if you want to continue moving on, learning from us, we have created this course based on that to kind of show you and guide you step by step all the way there to for you to actually understand this on much deeper level. For those of you who don't know who we are, maybe there's somebody who just joined us on YouTube who doesn't know who we are. We are architects based in Serbia. Me and Lazar started How to Rhino almost 8 years ago, and we had over 200,000 architects in our community throughout all of our social media channels. We had around 800 plus students who went through our training programs in the past. We have 3 core courses, and now this is going to be our 4th course. And Ognjen is going to be our teacher for this 4th course. We are also the official McNeil Rhino Training Center. This means that if you go, for example, on the official Rhino's website, if you go to Serbia, we're the only ones here in Serbia who are official Rhino Training Center, which means that you will get a certificate from us whenever you finish the course. What else? Yeah. For those of you who haven't seen us, you can follow us both on Instagram, on How to Rhino YouTube channel, or on our school community where we have this workshop and where everything is located. And this is actually the best way to interact because we have a lot of people inside here. A lot of people are sharing very useful resources. So I would highly recommend it. Everybody joins there. Yeah, it's been 8 years. Somebody says, yeah, that's right. A long time. Time's flying. So Ognian is our, as I said, he is an architect as well from Serbia. He is a little bit younger than us, but he is an expert in computational design, and also he's a founder of algorithmic architecture. You can see a little bit about him here on this page. You'll see he used to work on some amazing projects in the past, and he used to work heavily with a C#, and he was responsible for Sphere project in what was it? Las Vegas. Yeah, Las Vegas, and also the Kuwait International Airport. He has won a competition with his friends in Novi Sad, Danube River, the bridge, and also Ognian has developed 2 plugins for Rhino, which are free. And today you'll see something as a surprise. You'll see the 3rd plugin that Ognian specifically designed for you guys, for us. So we actually wanted to join forces with Ognian because we think that this is something that kind of fulfills everything that that we have at How to Rhino. As you may know, for those of you who are following us from before, we have 3 big courses: Rhino for Architects, Grasshopper Complete, and Rhino Side Revit course. This fourth course is going to be like an addition, and it's going to be like an upgrade of what comes next after you finish those 3 courses. And optimization is one topic that is, I would say, not so known in our circles in architecture. Not a lot of people actually know how to use these tools and how they're used professionally, and how to actually apply the knowledge. So we wanted to create the first course of this kind that is going to take you, step by step, explain everything, so you can apply this tomorrow at your office, or you can also apply for certain jobs that have this as a requirement. So today we're officially opening the course called Optimization in Grasshopper course. And this is, again, the first complete step-by-step system for mastering optimization in architecture. I'm going to show you a little bit. Ognian is going to present a little bit more in depth. I'm just going to now fly over of what we have here. So the idea behind the course is that you'll understand the logic behind these, evolutionary optimization algorithms, and you'll be able to understand everything about these fitness functions and things that we covered in the workshop. For those of you who followed well in the last 3 days and who understand these terms, good for you, because we're going to have some questions in the quiz related to this later on. And the idea is that with this knowledge, you'll be able to solve, again, real complex design challenges that you would encounter in real life. We're going to cover a part of the course is going to cover some of these plugins as well. So Ladybug, Karamba, and Kangaroo. And we're going to communicate also with, this is like the new addition of Ognian's set of plugins. It's going to be called Dolphin plugin. Everybody who joins this course is going to get access to Dolphin plugin. I'm going to show you in a second what it is. So this is the idea behind the course is that it is once you get in, you have a lifetime access to the course. You have immediate start, so you can start right away whenever you purchase the course. You have exclusive access to the Dolphin plugin. There is over 37 hours of video material, and we have additional project, homework files, and everything that you publish in the future is going to be located here. In terms of how the course is structured, there is 9 different modules. Every module is talking about different setup. Ogin is going to talk a little bit more about this in a minute, but essentially we're taking you, step by step, explaining how we start learning, what is the optimization, how do we remember Grasshopper, because we also use Grasshopper throughout the whole journey. What are the single objective optimizations? What are multi-objective optimizations? How do we visualize this data?
Many of you ask about this visualization. So
Yeah, we had a lot of questions about visualizations. So this is one of those chapters that we're going to be covering here. Also, module 7, custom analysis using plugins, optimization engines. Here we talked about Say plugin a couple of weeks ago, so we're going to cover that one as well here. And then you'll see, what's coming next. We also have something in the mix for the future, if you're with us. So now, Ogin is gonna take over. He's gonna show you everything that you need to know about the course. Before that, I'm just gonna show you when you join the course how that looks. So the course is located on our school platform. All of these 8 modules are located here. We start slowly with the setup. Then we have this introduction. Then we have all of these concepts that we're going to go through. And again, the idea is that you follow all of these tutorials. Then we also have some homework files for you to do to practice. And at the end, of course, you also have our personal support. But I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. Now Ogin is going to take over and he's going to do the presentation.
I just want to emphasize, guys, once again. So 37 hours of video material. Can you imagine 37 hours of video material? And we've been making this course for 1.5 years. So just keep in mind that how detailed it is. So maybe Ogin is going to explain in a minute.
Yeah, exactly. You are going to see everything in a minute. So there were around 13 hours in this workshop, and be prepared.
We just scratch the surface.
Where we just scratch the surface, yes. So be prepared for 37 hours of this kind of optimizations as well. So right now, briefly, I'm going to show you what are some of the key benefits for this set of tutorials that we have prepared for you. And then I'm going to show you this plugin that we created for you guys. So the plugin will be available for all of you who buy the course. And of course, the plugin will be updated based on your request. So this is something that is going to be updated over time. And the plugin mainly is something that is going to show all of those cool graphics and do the data visualization and data exports.
So you cannot download this plugin on Food for Rhino or anywhere else. So Ogin made that plugin. So exclusively this plugin will be available for everyone who join our course.
So over here, let's start with this. I have prepared several key benefits for this course. So we talked about theory behind the optimization in this workshop. However, in the course, it is going to be pretty much similar, but we will do this in more detail. So you will have a deeper understanding of theory behind the optimization. You will understand the strategy for optimization workflows. And in this workshop, we only had one presentation for you guys. However, in the tutorials, this will be separated into 3 separate video files. So you will get just enough information for clear understanding of practical examples later. So you will not be bored with all of this theory. This course is designed to have more practical approach and to create more cool examples and to learn based on creating examples. And to learn actually based on the experience that you're going to gain through making these kind of exercises. So over here, we will also have one specific chapter for remembering Grasshopper. So keep in mind that this course is not for you. Probably if you're just the beginner, the guys over here have the course for that. So you should be familiar with Grasshopper. However, it doesn't really matter which level of understanding you have. We are going to cover most of the basic topics over here and key concepts. So before we start working with optimizations, everyone will have the same starting point and the same knowledge. And of course, whenever you feel like you don't understand certain concepts and certain things later on in the tutorials, you should always feel free to go back to this chapter and revisit all of these key concepts. So you will learn how to improve the performance overall for your Grasshopper scripts. You will learn about which data type to use, how to handle data structures, and this is something that is going to be really important in this course as well. You will learn how to solve complex geometric problems, and most importantly, you will learn how to apply this creative algorithmic thinking for solving this kind of geometric problems. So once again, this chapter for remembering Grasshopper is also going to be split into 3 separate videos. And the first video we're going to revisit the basic concepts in Grasshopper. Then we're going to talk about the computational geometry. And finally, we are going to talk about the efficient workflows. So when it comes to the basic concepts in Grasshopper, we'll talk about the basic components, the data flow, data structure, how to display geometry, how to use plugins, and how to extend the functionality of Grasshopper, and most importantly, what are the Grasshopper's limitations. So you should also learn what kind of problems you are not able to solve with the Grasshopper, and what should you do instead in order to solve those kind of problems. Over here, for the computational geometry, we will talk about points, vectors, planes, curves, surfaces, B-reps, meshes, and finally we are going to make a small recap. You will learn what data type to use for certain problems. So there is a huge difference between using meshes and how to handle meshes compared to how to use surfaces and how to handle surfaces. So as you can see over here, there are a lot of components. We will talk about how to create the geometry, how to deconstruct the geometry, what are some cool and useful geometric operations related to all of these different data types. And also you will learn some underlying geometry that is creating certain data types. So for example, you will learn how to control curves with the underlying geometry. You will learn how to construct meshes with some other underlying geometry, and so on, so on. Over here, for the efficient workflows, we will talk heavily about the items, lists, and data trees, and how to manage them, how to use them. We will talk about how to improve your Grasshopper scripts using transformations. So transformation is something that is pretty great in Grasshopper, and this is something that can speed up your parametric, that can improve the efficiency of your parametric model. And of course, when it comes to the optimization, every millisecond actually matters. So it is important to have parametric model that is able to produce as precise model as we need for a short amount of time. We will also talk about the time optimization heavily. We will talk about how to avoid Boolean operations. So Boolean operations are some operations in Grasshopper that are quite computationally expensive. And we will talk why to avoid them, how to avoid them, and how to solve things differently by, as I said before, avoiding all of these Boolean operations. So we will talk briefly also what is reference geometry, how to use them, how to extract the data from the reference geometry in the Rhino. And there will be some cool tips and tricks on how to use clusters and user objects and how to organize all of your files in Grasshopper. And also we'll talk about conditions and event-driven logic and how to create those kind of algorithms within Grasshopper. So this is everything that is related to remembering Grasshopper. Now, when it comes to the optimizations, we designed this course to have several chapters that are related to the optimizations. And actually there are 4 chapters. And in the first chapter, we will start by working with simple single objective optimizations. So all of those design problems will be pretty simple, and we will get just familiar with the Galapagos component. Then we will slowly move on to the multi-objective optimizations, where we will solve advanced design problems, and we will need to try to think how to solve competing objectives for all of these optimizations. And then once we are familiar with working with single and multi-objective optimizations, then we will look how to improve our analysis methods. So we will use certain plugins in order to improve all of these analysis methods like Ladybug, Lunchbox, Kangaroo, Millipede, and Karamba. Karamba requires license, yes, but don't worry, there is a free license as well. And finally, once we are satisfied with all of these analysis methods, we will also quickly look into different custom plugins that are also related to optimization. So we will explore different optimization engines in order to find the best performing design solutions. So as you have seen in this workshop, Galapagos has some user interface drawbacks. So there are certain things that could have been improved, and a lot of great developers around the world have solved these kind of problems. So for example, Dvalasi, Octopus, and Biomorpher are the plugins that we are going to use in this workshop, in this set of tutorials. However, in this course, there are also a lot of different optimization engines out there. So this is something that is designed simply to show you how to connect your algorithms to these optimization engines. So the most important thing when it comes to the optimization is to create your parametric model that is able to generate diverse set of design solutions. Then it is important to evaluate those designs, and then you should be able to decide for yourself what optimization engine to use. So optimization engine is just the third part for this whole equation in order to get the best performing solutions. Now you will see that we have also prepared a lot of optimization time lapses for all of these video tutorials. At the end of the tutorial, we will show you the whole optimization. So some of these optimization were running for several minutes, some of them were running for a few hours, and some of the optimizations were running for almost 14 hours. So you will get the preview for all of these optimizations. Also, you should be able to run all those optimizations on your own machine. However, you will also get this preview in order not to wait that long. In this course, we will heavily focus on 4 different projects that we are going to improve over time. So there will be a lot of tutorials. However, in the first tutorial, for example, we are only going to solve one problem and then run the optimization. Then we are going to improve that in the next tutorial and then run the optimization again. And we are going to repeat the projects for this, repeat the process for these 4 main projects. Now over here, you will see that we are focusing on high-rise building that you can see over here. We are also focusing on urban design that you can see over here, on the pavilion design, here it is, and on the structural design for the bridge. We'll also create a small structural design for a parametric truss. However, that is also related to this fourth project that we have here. Later, I will show you some of these time lapses in order for you to see how they look like. And of course, you will notice that we covered some of these topics during the workshop. So hopefully, if you liked this urban design in the second day, you will also like this this example for the urban design in our set of tutorials.
Maybe in the lessons, I would say, because the lessons are the part will be the lessons in the course. Maybe tutorials sometimes can be free. Maybe lesson is better. I would say for the
Okay, yeah, lessons.
Yeah, in the course. Let's say here Ogin wants to just compare types what we did. Example that we did in the workshop, comparing to what we have in our course.
Yeah, exactly. So this is something that we created on the second day, and this is something that is going to be covered in this course. So as you can see over here, for this simple urban design, we only touch the subjects on how to target certain site coverage and how to target certain building area. However, over here, you will notice that we are working with 7 different objectives and with slightly more input parameters. And over here, you will notice that we are trying to target certain goals that are related to site coverage, green space ratio, gross floor area, net area for the buildings. We are also going to optimize apartment types, and also we are going to perform visibility analysis and analyze our building based on the context that we have around the building. And also we are going to connect a daylight analysis that is also based on the Ladybug plugin. So everything that you can see over here is going to be within one optimization. And this is something that I'm going to show you pretty soon. And of course, a lot of you guys asked about all of these cool graphics. These graphics are actually not the part of the Grasshopper, of the current plugins in the Grasshopper. This is the plugin that we developed for this course in order to better display all of these data. So you will quickly see how to create these certain graphics using this plugin. So also this plugin, as you can see over here, is called Dolphin, and currently it has 26 components sorted into different categories. And here are some examples that you can use this plugin Dolphin for. So you can create a lot different kinds of infographics that you can see over here. And also you have a lot of useful components. So over here, you'll notice that you have 4 components for importing and exporting the data that are related to text and CSV files. So for example, you can quickly import CSV files. CSV file is something that is called comma separated values. And these kind of files are this kind of file is something that is, for example, used in quick machine learning as well, if you have your own data. And you can also import CSV files into Excel quickly. So, for example, you can run all your optimization, and you can track the input parameters, you can track the results, you can track the fitness value, you can track the performance. You can gather all the data and export it and export it with a single button using this plugin. So this is the component that does that. And of course, we have the ability to import and export bitmaps. So bitmaps are actually images, and all of these 2 components are actually responsible for all of these cool graphics and for exporting image sequences for all of these cool graphics, of course. So imagine while we run the optimization that we're also able to connect our designs to these components. in this case to these two components. And every time the Galapagos changes input parameters, it will change the design, it will update the design, it will calculate the results, and it will also trigger this kind of a process for exporting images. So later on, when you finish the optimization, you will have thousands and thousands of images that you can import into any kind of, so you will have image sequence that you can import into any kind of video editing software in order to create these cool kinds of animations. So for all of these animations, I had to export somewhere around 20,000 images. So be prepared to work with a lot of files as well.
Maybe you can answer because this question is related to what you're just explaining.
So does the plugin work on Mac? This plugin was mainly developed for Windows. However, since it is based on C#, it should work on Mac as well. However, this is a great question. I think we should test that in order to be completely sure. But for now, all of other my plugins work on Mac flawlessly, so this should work as well. So don't worry about that. If it doesn't work, we are going to update the plugin in the next few days. This is something that is not going to be a problem. So we have all the code written in C# that is important for this, and we will simply update that if it is necessary. And over here, you will notice that we also have some cool kind of display modes for certain graphics. And I also created two components that are related to creating and controlling Rhino display modes in the Rhino viewport from the Grasshopper. So you will be able to create new display modes. You will be able to even control them within the Grasshopper and linking that component to, for example, the rest of your parametric models if needed. Also, there are a lot of different components for displaying and randomizing the sliders. So you can quickly push a single button and it will completely randomize your input parameters in order to quickly explore different design solutions. So over here, you will also notice that you will be able to create different infographics. And finally, you will be able to read some metadata for certain components. And that's it for this short presentation. So right now I'm going to show you everything in Rhino. And for example, this is one component that is able to visualize input parameters. And over here, you will notice that we have a certain input parameters. And when I change these sliders, this is something that will automatically update. And of course, I can change the size for all of these sliders, and it is going to automatically update. So this clipping right here is something that is relevant to the Rhino display right now. Here it is. You can now see everything correctly. We can probably hide the grid. Sorry, let me get back to the Rhino display mode. Here it is. Shaded view, okay. So as I was talking before, as you will notice that we also have a component for randomizing input parameters. And you will remember perhaps this similar functionality from the Veloci plugin, that you can simply push a button and randomize all of your input parameters. Now, all of these input parameters can be connected to the rest of your parametric model. And with a single push of a button, you can quickly randomize everything, and that's it. However, for the Veloci plugin, you will need to add a WLC nickname in front of every name of your sliders and so on, over here you have the input parameter for that. So this component is going to be able to look at all of these different sliders in Grasshopper Canvas, and it will look at their names and it will simply randomize only those sliders. So for example, I'm going to use a panel over here and I'm going to focus on this prefix that we have right here. So I'm going to write underscore and then D. And when I connect this to this component, you will notice that we're now able to recognize only 3 parameters, and we can quickly randomize only those 3 parameters.
Maybe we can just resize this.
Mogu pomrimo.
Oh, maybe we can make it like this.
Sorry, there was a small technical issue, but now we can continue. And of course, the only thing that is important here is to rename your sliders, and you can, for example, focus only the sliders that are related to something that has this keyword floor, and I'm going to write that over here. And right now, as you can see, we are able to see only these 2 parameters, and we can randomize only them. So you can focus on certain aspects of your design and randomize only those sliders. Now, what else? So you can also see that we have a different infographics. And let me actually find the Dolphin plugin over here, where it is. Here it is. So you'll notice that here we have these 3 categories with a lot of different components. And over here we have the components that are related to the import-export. We also have the components that are related to the display, and we also have the components that are related to the metadata. And of course, this is one of the components that are that is able to produce these cool infographics. And of course, when I change the slider, any kind of sliders over here, it will automatically update this whole design. And of course, you can also play around with the colors over here. So we can choose what colors to use. There are a lot of different input parameters over here. And also you can use any kind of colors that you like. And you can play around with these different kind of inputs as well. Now over here, you will also notice that we can set the title for this diagram. We can set the local plane where we want to visualize this, and we can also set the names for all of these different parameters, and we can also extract the values and create this kind of pie chart for this.
We have a question. Does plugin work with Rhino 7?
I'm not sure that it works with Rhino 7, but this is something that I can test even today. It was developed for Rhino 8 mainly, but we should be able to create a version for Rhino 7 quickly. So it just needs to be compiled for Rhino 7. So we will need to build a new version of a GHA file for that. So great question. We just developed this for Rhino 8, assuming that all of us are using Rhino 8 now, since Rhino 9 is also coming pretty soon. And however, don't worry, we can actually make versions for Rhino 7 and the Rhino 6 as well. Okay, great. So don't worry about that. This is something that can be done within 15 minutes. So it is not a problem. Okay, that's that when it comes to this kind of infographics. And we have a lot of different components over here. So as you can see, we can display the slider values. We can display these different kind of charts. We can also create table of data. And you will notice that we can simply in our examples, all we had to do was to place all of these infographics somewhere around our parametric models, and then when we generate a new design, this is something that gets updated automatically. So you will, in this course, learn how to use these components. You will learn how to connect them to the rest of your parametric model in order to visualize your design and present all of those designs to your colleagues, to your clients, or even create reports. So this is something that is also, so sometimes it is not enough to just show the design. With this plugin, you have this kind of ability to visualize the data, but also to export the data. Okay, so now when it comes to visualizing the data, you also have one component over here that is, sorry, just a moment. You also have one component over here that is able to create your custom Rhino display mode. So over here, this is something that is called, for example, My Display Tree. And you will notice that we have automatically created My Display Tree Rhino mode over here as well. So if I click on this display mode, it will automatically open this up, and you can play with different sorts of things over here. So you can control, for example, the shadows. You can set the color that you like. You can also control the background. So you can feel free to also play around with the background. However, I always like to use white background, and you can also set the colors for different data types. So for example, you can play around with the colors for the curves, and you can create something that, for example, inspires you to export the data in this way. And also with this component, you will be able to automatically copy one of these default display modes that you can find in the Rhino right now, and you can quickly set the template. You can quickly choose what kind of lighting you want to use, and of course this is something that you can find in the options in the Rhino viewport. So if you open options and go over here to the views and then to the display mode, and then for example choose one of these modes. Let me actually use this Arctic. So sorry, let's go over here and let's use Arctic. Over here under the lighting method, you have all of these options. So instead of opening this Rhino options and going over here and playing around with all of these with all of these parameters and finding it over here, you have everything prepared here in a single component. Now keep in mind that some of these parameters will work differently for different templates that you have here, but overall it is designed to use one component for all of these different display modes. Now when it comes to the exporting images, which is something that is that was the most requested question that we had so far. So over here, I'm also going to switch to something like artistic. Now, when it comes to exporting images, you also have this template file that you can use. And of course, for all of these components, you will get example files in order to quickly use the example file, and you won't be able, you should not waste time setting this up. So you can quickly grab all of these components, copy and paste them into your own workflow and connect everything together, set your own parameters and so on. So over here, we have a button that is able to export different designs. And then we need to define where the folder is where we want to save our files or our images. And we also need to set the name. So this is something that should be pretty easy to follow so far. And we can also choose different extensions. So right now you have 3 options, and this is something that we might update in the future. So right now you can set the extension to JPEG, PNG, or TIFF. And of course you can set the size for the image, for the width and the height, and also you have some additional settings over here. Now when it comes to all of these additional settings, the greatest thing about these 2 components working together is that you can simply set different shading modes, and with a push of a button you will be able to automatically export several images. So over here I'm going to show you something. So you'll notice that I have a folder with some images over here. Right now I'm going to delete everything. And over here I have this folder on Dušan's PC, and with a simple push of a button it is going to go through all of these different display modes and it is going to save images. Now when I open this folder, you will notice that we have our images over here. So we have the image for the artistic view, we have the image for what is this? This is monochrome. We have for the pen, for the shaded, for the technical, and for the wireframe. And of course you will get image sequences for all of these different modes, and then you can import these image sequences into any kind of video editing software, and you can blend them together like in Photoshop using different blending modes. So this is how I created all of these cool animations that you can see in that you were able to see over the last few days. So for example, over here I'm simply going to find a slightly different angle, and with the push of a button I'm simply going to export the images. Then I'm going to find a new angle, like something like this, for example. I'm going to export the images, and as you can see it is pretty quick. We can find a nice view, something like this, for example, and once again with a single push of a button we can do the same thing. And of course over here we have a lot of different images right now. So you will notice that we have the name of our file, then the Rhino display mode that we're using for this image, and then we have this frame number. So if you don't want to use frame numbers, you can simply disable this counter over here, for example, and you can play around with different color presets over here. You can set your own display modes. So keep in mind, if you have something like yellow artistic or my display 3, you can simply write those names over here in this panel, and it is going to be able to export the images for your own display modes. Yes, with this plugin, if you set this to PNG, you will also be able to change this to true, and it will automatically export transparent images as well, if that was the question.
Yeah,
if I can.
the same
So yeah, you will be able to export images with alpha channel, with transparency, so don't worry about that. I'm going to do this right now. So let's actually find a nice view, something like this. And once again, with a simple push of a button, we are exporting images. And over here, as you can see, right now we have these kind of images with transparent channel. Right now, this has a black background, so it looks like this. It's slightly weird. However, this has the alpha channel, as you can see when I click the image. For example, you can see it right here. So this is something that I used for exporting all of these images. Imagine that you have the whole parametric model over here in the front, and you simply link your model to this capture input parameter over here. And every time you change input parameter, any kind of input parameters, it will automatically trigger this kind of image export process in the end.
So for the optimization, because maybe
Yeah, so optimization is also something that is going to be able to generate several thousand design solutions. And in order to, you can also connect this to generate all of those several thousand images. However, in order to not export several thousand images, I skipped a few images in between, but this is the logic that I used for the animations that we had before.
yeah, so I remember in the chat we had so many questions about that, how to, compare the results that Galapagos, calculate and everything, how to optimize, because we can, only from the last generation we can load. So this is one way, just, connect to the capture input and then, run the optimization and it will, save the each variation.
Exactly. And we also have some good questions over here. Does it work with sections? Yes, it works with sections. So basically, the background for this component is the command in Rhino that is called view capture to file. So everything that you have in the Rhino viewport is going to be displayed in your images as well. So the thing that you have in the Rhino viewport is going to be the end result in your image. So don't worry about that. You will be able to work with the sections. Okay. So I believe that's everything when it comes to this plugin. So we can maybe... sorry, I also need to show you the time lapses. I forgot about that. And so
yeah, the plugin is just a bonus that you get with the 37 plus hours of video material.
now I'm going to show you some of the time lapses over here that we prepared for you that are exactly from the course. And we will start with some optimizations that are related. Where it is? I'm going to close this, and here it is. So this is the example for one optimization for the high-rise building that we're going to do. It is a multi-objective optimization. We are going to target the different areas, heights, and proximity to the boundary curve of our location over here. And then we are going to move to the urban design. The first thing that we're going to do is to try to find to do the optimization that works in 2D space. Then over time, let me move this over here. As you can see over here, we are targeting just the site coverage and green space ratio in order to find the best positions for our buildings. Then we are going to improve this parametric model by adding the 3D models. So right now over here, we are generating certain designs, and we're also targeting for the optimization. We're targeting site coverage. We are targeting green space ratio. We are targeting in this case gross floor area as well. And of course, the optimization is something that is going to be able to explore all of these different designs in order to find the best performing solution. So as you can see, everything will be organized. So we will have one cluster here that is going to produce urban design in the 2D space. Then we are going to have another cluster that is going to be able to produce urban design in 3D space. And of course, everything will be connected. We will have separate input parameters for the first thing over here, and then for the second part over here. And then we are going to move to apartment optimization over here. We will also improve this parametric model with this. So in this case, we are keeping the same architectural design for the overall shape, but we are just optimizing the types of the apartments that we have in the interior of our building. And then we are going to do some crazy optimizations like this. So we are going to optimize everything, for example. So over here, you will see that we are optimizing for the site coverage, for the gross floor area, for the apartment types, and so on. And later we are also going to include, let me see where it is. We are also going to include, I believe this is it, no. However, later we are also going to include daylight analysis and visibility analysis, that you were able to see in the examples that we had before. So the logic here is to run different sets of optimizations and for each parametric model that we create. And over here, you will notice that we are running slightly more complex optimization for the high-rise building, and in this case, we are using Veloci plugin. So you will notice here that we are targeting seven different objectives, that we are working with a lot of different input parameters, and that we are also tracking some numeric results that are organized in this table. So these three components were placed here they're placed there based on the Dolphin plugin that we created here. So we were using three components from the Dolphin plugin that we developed in order to visualize these designs. And also for the examples, as I said before, we are going to focus on 4 different examples. One of the examples is going to be this kind of pavilion design, where we are going to have this kind of shape with a double spiral staircase going towards the top, and then we are going to have this shading panels in a form of hexagonal skin. I don't know how to name it. And as you can see over here, we will track some results. We are going to play around with a lot of different input parameters. We are also producing table results and so on. So this is one of the examples. Then we will focus on the urban design, as I said before. So this is the kind of optimization that you will able to produce, and this is the kind of output that you will be able to export with the Dolphin plugin. And of course, we will focus. Actually, let me show you one more example for the urban design. And if I pause this, you will notice that for all of our floors over here, we have them displayed here as well in this diagram, and we are tracking different apartment types. So for example, let's say that we want to have 30% of apartments that are around 60 square meters, and then let's say that we want to have 20% of apartments that are close to 80 meters. So this is kind of optimization that we will be doing in this course. And of course, this is something that you will be able to export once you watch all of these tutorials and videos. And of course, finally, we are going to focus on the high-rise building, as you can see over here. So we are going to play around with the shape, we are going to play around with the panels, we are going to do the daylight analysis, we are also going to perform the visibility analysis, and everything here combined, sorry, let's go back here, and everything that we have here will be combined into a single optimization. And of course, we will use Ladybug optimization for the daylight analysis, and once again, everything will be displayed here within the objectives, within the table results, and within the input parameters. And I believe that's it. You have seen the examples of time lapses, and you have also seen what this plugin is able to do. So if you guys have any questions, maybe we can answer them. And right now, Dusan is going to take over.
All right, guys. So first of all, how does this look to you? Do you have any questions so far? I think we tried to answer as many questions as we could in the chat. I saw some questions about...
we have these questions 2 times.
This one?
Yeah.
Is the content of the paid online course different from what we covered in the past few days? I think you answered this.
Yeah, several times. So the content is different. We are going to work on different examples. We are going to work on more complex design problems. We are going to do everything in more detail in the course. So that is the main difference. So what you have seen in the workshop is just the beginning. The course is something that is going to give you more information, more detail, and you will learn much more from the course.
Yeah. So think about the workshop as like a sneak peek of what you have in the course. So it's like a small part of what we cover in the course. So if you everything is everything that we have in the course is like much more in depth, and it's more step by step than what we had in the workshop. In the workshop, we kind of had to go through this live, but in the course itself, everything is pre-recorded. It's created to be super efficient. Your goal is to watch the lessons. Then we also have some homework assignments for people who want to practice. And then you also have our support that comes with this, which means that whenever you get stuck, you'll have us to answer your questions about the course. So as somebody mentioned, yes, the course is pre-recorded, and this is also explained. I think explain this here. So you get a lifetime access to the course. You can start right away. There is 37 hours of video material. You get exclusive access to Dolphin plugin, 4 of these big examples that Ogin just shared. Now, I hope that you've seen like what the course brings and how much it can kind of help you to get to this next level when it comes to optimization. But for those of you guys who are still complete beginners in Grasshopper, like if you've never used Grasshopper before, if this is the first time you're opening Grasshopper, the optimization may seem a little bit too complex, or maybe it may seem like it's too overwhelming for somebody who's never used Grasshopper before. For that reason, we also included in this offer, we also included for those of you who wanna purchase, you also have the ability to purchase our Grasshopper Complete course. Grasshopper Complete course is something we created a couple of years ago, and this is like the biggest library of all of the components that exist in Grasshopper. And I'm going to tell a little bit more about it. For those of you who are already familiar with this course, good for you. And I'm going to just share a little bit information about this second course that is also included as the promo for this launch. So, did you want to say something?
Yeah, okay.
So as I said before, the Grasshopper is it covers more than 500 Grasshopper components. It takes you from a complete beginner, so going from beginner level, intermediate, and then advanced. There is over 65 hours of video material covered here. Now I'm going to show you how that looks like, so you can get the idea.
I can just explain one more thing about the structure of this Grasshopper course. So when we try to create this course, we really think about how we can what the structure will be. So we try to explain component by component, giving you an example how to use that component. So we explain like what inputs, outputs, why you should use that component, and then we give you an example how to use it. But in those examples, we didn't use components that we didn't explain in the course before that moment. So, and we gradually, increase the complexity as we, move and as we add another components. So we explain one more component, give an example with only components that are previously explained in the course. So this is the structure, how we explain more than 500 Grasshopper components. This course with more than 1,000 examples and 10 complex projects. So to recap, a Grasshopper Complete course contains three big modules. It contains Grasshopper Essentials, Grasshopper Advanced, and it's covering everything you need to know if you want to get started. Now I'm going to show you one short clip
Just give me a second here to pull this up. Actually, it's this one. So when it comes to Grasshopper, the way that we teach Grasshopper, this is not going to be like a, like a typical tutorial that you would find online. It's like some kind of like just follow what we do and you copy exactly the same things. This is much more in depth. The idea behind the Grasshopper course is to show you the essentials, to show you the fundamentals, to show you how you can first get the building blocks of what Grasshopper is, because it's really different than all these traditional other 3D tools like Rhino and 3ds Max and SketchUp. So it's all about understanding the logic and mathematics behind Grasshopper. Our idea is to show you that first, to give you the examples, and everything that we cover here, everything is, explaining every single thing, like what is this number, how does this work, how is this called, what is this data used for. So it's everything that you do, it has a reason why, right? And we wanted to show you in depth how everything is used and how you can, when you have this knowledge, have the ability to create parametric designs like this. These parametric designs are, again, essential if you want to play with optimization. So here we're simply covering everything you need to know in terms of getting started with Grasshopper, understanding the logic, and then being able to produce your own parametric scripts later on. The second module, so the first module is, again, covering, we're starting from super basics, where we're showing you, again, what is Grasshopper, what is parametric design. So imagine if you had to model this manually, right? Like this would take us forever to model this. So that's why we're using mathematics. That's why we're using Grasshopper. And again, the idea is to first show you the interface, show you how to get started. Then we go with the first steps of sliders, mathematics, lists, conditions. Everything that we explained here have these timestamps, which means that you can simply click on any of these timestamps, and that's going to take you exactly to that point in the video where we actually explain how this is done. When you proceed through the course, you'll see that we're gradually increasing the complexity of everything that we cover. When we move on later on, we're gonna talk about data trees, about data structures, about how all of this works in the background. Again, this is the essential thing to understand later on the optimization part. A Grasshopper Intermediate is the second module that we have here. And in Grasshopper Intermediate, we actually cover pretty much, everything that exists in Grasshopper. I'm going to show you a couple of slides here. Just give me a second here. I think it was here. So for example, this is just, we'll show you also the Rhino file later on. But for example, this is just one of the files that we have. This is like one lesson that is like 7 hour long lesson on data tree. Then we have another one on intersections, another one on meshes, another one on surfaces. So just like Lazar explained a minute ago. So first we explain all of the tools, and then we give examples how these tools are used. And every subsequent example is following the previous things we mentioned. When you finish this, we also prepared this PDF document that contains all of these tools in one place. So for example, imagine if you want to know more about some kind of component, let's say divide curve component. If you find it here in the PDF, it means that it's located in this video at this time. So you know exactly when and where to find the information about divide curve, and then how it's being used. To have additional examples explained here. So think about this as one huge A to Z video guidebook of everything that we have in Grasshopper. And once you finish this, you can call yourself, okay, now I can do some advanced stuff. And then at that point, you can go to the advanced part. Advanced part is in the advanced section, we're covering how to play with more custom designs. We're covering 10 highly complex projects in Grasshopper. These are some of the projects that we're going to be covering in this part. And just to kind of show you briefly like what this can help you achieve. So at the end, when you get to this part, you can really play with parametric design. You can modify different sliders. You can play with different kind of designs. You can see how, for example, in this case, we're playing with the Rhino curve, playing with sliders in Grasshopper. In this one, we're playing with the design of the columns. Then we're playing with the overall connected design. Last one, we're playing with the facade envelope. We're playing with the shape, but also with the modules inside. So hopefully you got the idea of how complex this course is and how much things it has inside. Maybe we can show some of the files. Let me just see. Yeah, maybe this one. So for example, this is one of the files. Let me just increase this so you can see better. So this is just one of the files, one of the lessons in the course. And as you can see here on the top, this is, for example, about data tree. And we again explain every single element first. You have also the numbers, everything is...
first we cover, in data tree, first we cover, what is item, what is list, what is data tree, how data tree matching works. This is really important. And then later on, we explain all the components that are related to the data tree with additional examples.
Exactly. So essentially, for those of you who want to get good in Grasshopper, if you're a beginner, this is something that you can consider using. For example, this is another lesson on meshes, another lesson here, for example, on surfaces. So just wanted to kind of show you how much we cover here. So I've seen some questions. Already about the course. So let me just see. In terms of just to recap, the Grasshopper Complete course has around 65 hours of video material. It covers everything is the same. You can start right away. You have a lifetime access once you get in, and we cover these 3 modules. We're gonna, of course, send you this page so you can check it out yourself. And these 2 courses are something that we're selling today. So today you can get either both courses or just one of those courses. But for today, we'll have like a special price. If you get these courses, you're also gonna get bonuses. We prepared for you 4 different bonuses for today. The first one is access to Dolphin Grasshopper plugin, bonus number 1. This comes with optimization in Grasshopper course. So if you purchase optimization in Grasshopper course, you're going to get the bonus of access to Dolphin Grasshopper plugin. Usually this is priced at $497. Second bonus is going to be extended tutorials and project files from us. We have more than 170 extended tutorials and project files that we posted on Patreon. And this has more than, I think, around 60 hours of video. So this is also a bonus for everybody who joins any of these courses. The bonus number 3 is going to be 9 mini courses from How to Earn Premium. This is priced at $1,597. So this means that you're going to get 9 project-based tutorials that are, we call them mini courses. You can see here how long they are. And these mini courses are something that we usually have in our How to Earn Premium group. For those of you who don't know what it is, this is like a subscription-based group that we have on School. And for this particular offer, for those of you who are deciding to purchase any of the courses, you're going to have access to these 9 mini courses as well. After that, we have personal support. So we know how important it is to have somebody next to you to ask questions. That's why we included our unlimited personal support. And this means that whenever you get stuck, whenever you have a question, whenever there is something that you're not sure about, you can simply ask us. Usually we respond right away if you're online, if not in 24 hours max. And the idea here is that you're going to get usually a response right away. And then if not, we're going to create a tutorial just for you to show you how to solve the problem. And if you tell us that you still don't understand how to do it, then we're going to schedule a Zoom call with you one-on-one. We're going to solve the problem. So essentially, if you decide to learn with us, you will get our support as well. And this means that you can ask us and contact us anytime. As long as you're learning, we're going to support you. Okay, so to sum all of this up, you can choose the optimization in Grasshopper course. Bonus 1, Dolphin Grasshopper plugin. Bonus 2, extended tutorials. Bonus 3, premium mini courses. Bonus 4, unlimited personal support. Total value of all of this is going to be around $7,000. And today you have the ability to either purchase individually optimization Grasshopper course. You have the ability to purchase Grasshopper complete course separately, or you can purchase them together. So you have the ability to buy them together. If you buy them together, you're going to save some money. Now, I'm going to show you each individual price. When you click on the enroll button here, it's going to open up a new page, and here you can see the pricing. So you can either purchase optimization Grasshopper course for one price of $1,997, or you can purchase it by using 5 monthly payments. So these are 5 monthly payments of $447. If you decide to go with the payment plan, when you pay for the first installment, you're gonna get access to everything right away. Just keep in mind that this is not a subscription. This is a payment plan. You also need to sign user agreement with us that obligates you to pay the whole thing in 5 months. Whenever you wanna do the purchase, you simply click here, and that's gonna open up this page where you can plug your information and purchase. When you finish the purchase, I forgot to say that the same price is for Grasshopper Complete course. So Grasshopper Complete course is exactly priced the same. And if you decide to get both of them, that's where you'll save the most amount of money. Both of them will be $2,997 or 6 monthly payments of $547. On top of that, we also have 14 days do the work guarantee, which means that within the 40 days, if you decided this is not for you, we only ask you to send us the homework files and have at least one Zoom call with us, so we know that you really tried and it's simply not for you. And if you provide that, then we're gonna refund you the money with no problems at all. Keep in mind that enrollment for this offer closes on November 13th as well. So there's the timer here. We have around 4 days total to join. So you don't need to join today. Of course, you can if you want, but maybe some of you will win the course at the end. So stay until the end of the call because we're going to have the quiz. What else? If you decide to purchase, again, below you will see when you finish the purchase, there's going to be a video explaining what to do next. Essentially, you just need to we're going to send you the email with all the information on how to register and so on. Below here, you can see some of our students from previous courses and what they learned from us. You can take a look. And this is actually what we wanted to present to you today, to show you that you can decide again if you want to purchase one course, 2 courses, or continue with on your own. Again, do we have any questions?
Yeah, we have these 2 questions about the enrollment when it's finished. So just to clarify.
Yes. So enrollment for the course is until November 13th. It says here. So you have until November 13th to get in. After that, we're not selling the course anymore. There's not going to be enrollment after 13th. So 13th is the deadline. This is what we wanted to show you. Yeah, and then below, you can also see some frequently asked questions. There is like a question if you get a certificate. Yes, you get a certificate. Do you get bonuses instantly? Yes, you do. What's the procedure? There's a video here of what happens when you purchase the course. It's also about installments, how they work. So if you have any additional questions, you can also write us. We're gonna show you that. I'm gonna now plug this in so you can actually see the URL. This is the URL if you want to check it out yourself. And this is the conclusion for today. First segment, of course. So if you have any questions right now, we can maybe answer some. If not, we're gonna take a small break, and then we're gonna go to the second part of the call, which is gonna be connected with the quiz. We need more time. Okay, yeah.
I mean, you explained this part about
Yeah.
installments.
So can you make more talk about 5-month option? I didn't get it. So, okay. So if you decide to get, again, any course, let's say you want to purchase optimization in a Grasshopper course, you click here, that opens up a new page, and you choose if you want to pay once or you want to pay 5 monthly payments of 447. This means that today you pay 447, and then the next month, in 30 days from now, it's going to automatically subtract from your account. So it means, like, let's say now is November. So November, December, January, February, and then you finish a payment. Okay. So it means that you spread out the cost in 5 months. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but if you pay it once, you save, for example, $238. So again, it's up to you to choose if you want to pay it once or you want to pay in 5 monthly payments. You have the option, the same option for all 3 offers. Yeah, so there is no discount in the live stream chat, but we're gonna have a quiz and you'll be able to win this for free. We are going to have, again, if there is somebody who is in our courses from before or in How to Earn Your Premium, if you guys want to purchase, you will have a special discount because you're already with us.
Yeah, I see Walter here from our How to Run a Premium.
Yeah, Walter is here. Dolphin is genius. Okay. So let's take. Should we do a 5-minute break, and then we can get started with the quiz. So yeah, let's do it like this. We're gonna have now it's 4:27. Let's say at 4:35 we're gonna come back and we're gonna start the quiz. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions, we can also answer some of your questions right now before we wrap today's session. So once again, this is the place where you'll find all of the information about the courses if you want to participate. Can you explain premium sub? What does it consist of, please? So this is not something that we're gonna promote today. This is not about How to Run Your Premium. You can get in touch with us on the school group, and I'm gonna explain what it is. Essentially, it's like a subscription-based group, similar to our regular group on school, where we host one workshop and one mini course per month. For $35 a month, you get access to that each month. So we bring new lectures every single month, and this is something that is not a part of all of these courses that we are talking about right now. The live workshop is phenomenal. Thank you, guys. I hope that you learned a thing or two. Thank you, Walter. Thank you so much for this. This is much appreciated. Thank you for the workshop. Do you have any specific courses related to computational urban design? So we don't have specifically for urban design, but what we have here, like the joint courses, are actually all you're gonna need if you wanna use this on urban setting. So I don't think you'll find the specific computational design course on urban design ever, because nobody created this. But what we have in the Grasshopper Complete course is gonna give you enough knowledge for you to create any sort of parametric design that is urbanistic or regular design. What's the next thing? What's the next thing in the pipeline for you guys in terms of new courses in the future? So we're preparing something again with Ogden, and this is something that we're gonna start on working on in the next couple of months. It's gonna be our 5th course that's gonna talk about 3D fabrication and production with digital tools. Digital fabrication. Yeah.
So digital fabrication in general.
Yeah.
So be prepared for that.
Yeah. So we don't know how long it's gonna take, because like this course took around 1.5 years to create. So sometime in the future, probably next year or so. Okay. Okay, detailed, well organized, awesome topic, very professional Grasshopper workshop. Thank you, Ogden. All right, so I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you all for joining us. I hope that you guys learned with us over the last 3-4 days. Just keep in mind that the enrollment period for the course and for this offer is ending on November 13th, exactly in 4 days, 6 hours, 34 minutes. So if you want to get in under these conditions, go here on this page, and that's where you can get started and register for the course. And with that, we're gonna wrap it up for today. Again, the recording of all of this is gonna also be available on our school group, and we'll see you some other time.
See you guys. Bye.
See you.
Bye,
Bye
guys.
bye.